Hi everyone, Caroline here. How do you know you have changed? How do you know you have changed? I thought about this subject of change and I thought it was something good to put on the channel just to at least share some of my thoughts about this subject of have you changed or not, or have I changed or not? And also to check in with you crystal lovers and see how you've been doing through this whole 2020 period. It's always good when friends check in with each other. So that's what I'm doing with this particular topic. This topic of how I have changed and how people really know that they have changed kind of made me think deeply about my own life situation and to really look to see if the evidence matches the reality that I am experiencing. And I did find out that my own evidence of change matches my reality and is really not that bad when viewed from my own perspective, which is really the one that matters. So I really don't care so much about what people think about whether I have changed or not, because their perspective is not my reality. You know what I mean? And my reality is important. So anyway, the other day, someone that is close to me asked me a question that really made me wonder, oh my gosh, you mean all this time you know me and you're still thinking these kinds of things about me? Because this person had asked me a question about something that I used to do like a long time ago, okay? Like it was ages ago. And that person or this person is still trying to connect me to that person, or imagining that I am still that person who used to do those things that I used to do like God knows when. So I'm looking at this person and I'm thinking, oh my gosh, how is it that you're even asking me this question? Don't you know me by now? And then I realized, you know what? I mean, what can you say to something like that? So then I decided to just kind of write down a list of a few things that really help me see what kind of changes that I have personally noticed about myself, especially in 2020, because 2020 is definitely a year for the record books, because everybody, I am sure, has a tale to tell about this year. It's just been an up and down year. But you know what? When you think about it, it's really not been that bad on some level, even though it's been bad on many levels. You know what I mean? So for me, I noticed that in 2020, I mean, this year has just been, oh my gosh, I moved from a place, a location, a city that I loved and that I had lived in for 20 years to a new city that I wasn't planning to live in. I had no idea I was going to be in this place because my plan was to go somewhere else. But now in 2020, I was supposed to go somewhere else. I found myself in a new city, which I now love. And now I'm no longer going to wherever it was that I was going. So that alone was a huge change because my energy was uprooted. You know what I mean? Now I was just like, oh my gosh, I'm not there, I'm here. Okay? So 2020 uprooted me from my roots. The roots, actually, I really did think I was going to die in that place, but look at me. I'm not going to be there. I'm not going to die in that place. So it's weird how things work out. So that was, for me, one of the major changes. The other change that I experienced this year was that I lost at least 95% of my relationships. Man, those relationships went kaput, down the drain. They are gone. You know what I mean? Like I had 100% relationships, 95% are gone, and I only have 5% left of my relationships. And most of them were a conscious decision to let go of people either that I met on social media or people that I knew personally in my day-to-day life. And even though it was such a sad situation in a lot of them, but it was so freeing. You know what I mean? Sometimes when energy is gone, man, you just gotta let go of people, you just gotta let go of things. I mean, it's sad. I mean, we could really meet at some point in life, but for this particular life experience of mine in 2020, 95% of the people had to go. I mean, it's sad, and I still love them and we still love each other, but energetically, I think a lot of things are over. So that ended for me, and that was a big change. So now, the interesting thing, which is another good change, is that I also started meeting new, fresh beings, new fresh people coming into my life, really, really energizing me and connecting with me in such powerful ways that I never really expected. I mean, I was just like, oh my gosh, I cannot believe that I've met these people or this person and I'm feeling this particular way and we're having these particular experiences and it's just so amazing and I'm doing new things and it's just a new experience. Oh my gosh, I tell you. You lose some, you gain some. And sometimes you have to lose things to start a new, fresh activity. You never know where life is going to take you when you just decide to go with the flow of life, man. Life is interesting, it's full of adventure, and we are truly here as adventurers and explorers. We can't just be rigid, we can't just stay in one place, we can't just be tunnel minded. We just gotta open ourselves up, and then you'll be amazed, at the kind of experiences that you have. So that happened to me. Old friends gone, old energy gone, and new things beginning for me. So it's been really wonderful in that sense. So that's another change. Another change that happened to me is that, oh my gosh, I used to have like a lot of crystals, that I collected over the years. And when I was planning to move to another place, I ended up shipping my crystals to another country, and they're gone. Okay, most of them are gone. So now it's a fresh start with new crystals and new ways of experiencing life, of expressing life, of looking at things differently, of teaching differently, of sharing my gifts differently. You know what I mean? So it's almost like, oh my gosh, I cannot even believe the person that I have become now, because I'm noticing also that I am embodying the energy, the wisdom, and the knowledge that I have in a different way, and I'm able to teach it differently. I'm able to share it differently without my crystals, being present with me physically. Energetically, they are, and they've taught me so many great lessons, so many wonderful things, I'm telling you. And supportive friends, for sure, they have been. And it pains my heart today to even think that I am separated temporarily from my crystals. You know what I mean? It's just such a it really weighs heavy on me, because those were my babies. They are my babies, and I just miss them incredibly. But the blessings are there, and you never know why things happen sometimes the way they happen in life, but you just have to go with it, go with the flow. And then you realize that really, which is the truth, really, that it's never so much about any external tool. The power is us. We are the power. We are the light. We are it. Okay, all these supportive tools, they come to us for a season, but in the end we got to stand in that truth and that power, and not hold anything as a crutch for anything. So that crystal thing has also been one of my major changes, and that doesn't mean that I'm not teaching about crystals. I'm still teaching about crystals on a deeper level, in a different way, and it's just been wonderful. The other thing that has happened is that in 2020, this year, when I thought that everything was going down, 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 I find that I have been very, very successful in a lot of things. I have been so provided for. I have been so cared for. I have been flourishing and thriving and growing. It's actually amazing the way things have turned out. You know what I mean? It's crazy how these things happen. Sometimes you think you've lost everything, and then, oh, no, you didn't lose everything. You are gaining a lot more. So 2020 has been a very, very good year for me. I feel great. I feel that I've gained a lot of friends. I've gained more than I can even ask or imagine in many, many ways. So I mean, what can anybody say? I mean, 2020 is crazy, but it's crazy good. You know what I mean? So I can't complain. So 2020 has shown me that aspect of change. And I really do appreciate that life is about giving and receiving. Infinity, in, out, in, out, in, out. You know what I mean? And everything is always balanced, and we are always taken care of. So it's really been a good year for me. So I want to check with you guys. How has 2020 been for you? Let me know in the comment section. How have the changes been for you? How has life been for you, crystal lovers? Let me know. Until next time, I love you guys.